you're going to have to sacrifice a day. So it might be a donut day, probably will. Hello everyone, welcome to the Deep Drop. This is a fishing podcast with me, Luke McCredden, and I nearly forgot my name then for a second, Adam, and my good friend Adam Ring. Ads, what is going on, pal?
It's been a week.
Yeah.
It's been a big week. I had weekends back for a little bit, and then the girls had netball tryouts again, so that lasted all of a month.
Yep.
But, don't know, wind, pretty over the wind, and then it was warm for a bit, and then it was cold for a bit, and then I think I'm ready for some stable, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And look, before we rip into things, we kick off the show and I sort of throw to you and I say, explain to everyone what the Deep Drop is all about. But I thought I'd take it tonight, if you don't mind, Adam, because as you know, and we're going to touch on a little bit throughout the show, I spent last week up north, and I thought the Deep Drop is kind of like a trip up north, the far northern reaches of Australia fishing. It can be uncomfortable at times, in being hot and sweaty. You might get bitten by a few midgies and they annoy the piss out of you. But overall, you push some of the annoying stuff aside, it's a fucking good trip.
Well, I thought you unofficially told everyone what the Deep Drop was when you opened this episode by forgetting your name.
It's been that sort of a week.
Because it also kind of sums up the Deep Drop. It
does. It actually perfectly sums up the Deep Drop. Someone said to me today, how are you feeling? You're back on deck. I've just arrived home, only a couple of days ago. It's borderline international when you go up north, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so different.
So maybe that plays a part too. By the end of the trip, you're a bit wrecked. Maybe by the end of the Deep Drop podcast, you're a bit wrecked and rattled, but that's okay.
And I still don't think I've fully adjusted to daylight savings.
No. So there's all of that. So there you go. I thought I'll take that one off your hands tonight, and I feel like it's somewhat relevant and accurate.
Nailed it.
Welcome, everybody. Great to have you back on board. For those of you who are playing along at home and have just found the show, just jumped on board, welcome. It's good to have you on part of the community. This is a rapidly growing community, Adam, and it is one that I'm proud to be a part of. And we hear from said community regularly. And I'll segue into saying welcome back to our regular listeners. For everyone who's been along for a fair chunk of a journey, it's great to have you back on board, and we appreciate the love. Where I was going with that is a couple of regulars have reached out during the week on the socials, Ads. Mighty Mitch and Mumbo Jumbo rocking the Deep Drop cap. Mumbo Jumbo, the cap's on tour across Instagram. We're getting photos left, right and centre. It's sensational.
Solid.
It's on the beach. It's having a beer. It's catching salmon, which you referenced throughout the week, which we did share on our stories. Adam, job done, 2 kegger.
Or did he get it? Or did you get a 2? Did you get a 2 kegger?
Not me.
Or Mumbo Jumbo?
Yeah.
Okay, phoning a friend ticket.
That's what I said. Is this our first phone a friend? Are we just
ticket?
Are we activating the phone?
I'm using my lifeline.
Okay. All right. We might have to roll with it. And Mighty Mitch with the beautiful gummy shark offshore, rocking the cap. It's what it's all about. So if you are new, there is opportunity to rep the brand and get involved that way, Adam. And that, of course, is heading over to the deepdrop.au, grabbing yourself stubby holder and cap combo.
It's the only way to buy it, in a combo. We've said a lot about the combo over the last 150-odd episodes, or however long we've had a stubby holder and cap combo. But yeah, head over to the deepdrop.au, have a gander at that, have a gander at the back catalogue and what we've managed to dribble about for 150 odd episodes. Luke, it's been good fun, and we're only just getting started. Raised the bat a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did indeed, and timely
just a half
too.
Raise at 150.
Timely too as we head into cricket season. It's the 1 days have started, and it's bloody feels like we should be there, sort of being part of that bat celebration if someone raises the ton or the 150. But anyway. So please jump across, have a look at the website for all the stuff. But the socials, as mentioned, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. I'm just really racking my brain tonight to just get over this little first bit and we can rip in.
But it's been a week.
It has.
It's been a week.
Loving the support and feedback and regular messages and commentary on Instagram. So please get involved. Search the Deep Drop. Look for the logo. You'll find us there, having a bit of fun, mucking around. Plenty of stuff to throw up this week, post this show ads. I've got some pics and vids and stuff from said trip earlier that we'll share around. But get involved and support the brand that way. Spotify's a good one, ads. Spotify,
Yeah.
do you know you can...
It's all right there.
It's all right there. Do you know you can comment now? Well, not now, for a while. We've spoken about it. But you can comment directly on the episode that you're listening to.
Have you ever made a comment on Spotify to anything?
I've replied to people that comment on the Deep Drop episodes, but it's a good feeling though, isn't it? It's so easy.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
Well, you should. I reckon you should.
I should.
Yeah,
but I don't even comment on like Insta and
no,
whatnot.
you're not a active social media sort of player. Is that fair to say? No, that's okay.
Fair.
But you know what?
That's fair.
You don't have to be. To follow the Deep Drop, you don't have to be. You can just log on or get yourself access to one of these platforms and just follow along and hopefully enjoy a bit of the carnage that comes your way by following the Deep Drop.
Well, this is how I've lasted 153 episodes of the Deep Drop, Luke, because I don't have to think about it. I know that at the start of every week, Spotify tells me that there's a new Deep Drop episode.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is just hit play, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
How good's that? So to do that, ads, you have obviously followed the show and hit the little bell icon, which alerts you to new episodes. Yep. Great call. And that's the best way to do it because, let's be honest, everything these days is made easier for you if you want it to be. And that is just one of those ways. So please, great to see plenty of people jumping on recently, and hopefully we can keep driving as we head into the Christmas break. Ads, it's been a week. It's been hot and sweaty. Not now that I'm back in Victoria, but it has been a week.
Bit humid up there, bit muggy.
It was probably the hottest weather I've probably ever felt. It was sensational weather. So there was not much wind, which meant not much escape from the heat. But it was sensational. I loved it. It's such a magic place. I've spoken about it heaps on the show, so I'm not going to bang on about it. The difference in this trip, ads, and I know you'll appreciate this, is it was a fairly interesting and somewhat unique crew. And what I mean by that is I don't know whether there's been too many times where a mix of fishing tackle suppliers have been on the same trip in a remote location, stuck on an island. It was almost like it could have been a like a real life drama, like a
it's like some weird fishing episode of Big Brother.
Yeah, that's what it was like. So we Anaconda put together this trip, and there was half a dozen suppliers up there, and it was awesome. It was cool. First, people like you and I had who are somewhat nerds of the fishing tackle game and love everything about it. It was a pretty wicked crew. I want to go through a few points from this trip tonight. Now, it's not all going to be about just talking about that trip. There was lots of things that made me think, I need to talk to Adam and the broader community. So buckle in. We've got some interesting stuff to go through. One of the things that I wanted to touch on was, I talked about the crew. And when you think about Barralures, what's the one that you can't go up north without?
The first one that
comes
springs
to
mind.
Yeah.
Gold Bomber.
The OG. The one and only Pat Levy was on this trip. Now, for people playing along at home, Pat Levy owns and operates a company called JM Gillies, who is the supplier of Bomber. And he's responsible for millions and millions of bombers, gold bombers, and all the other colours that are in market and all around the country. The reason I bring Pat up, not only is he a sensational bloke and funny and somewhat dangerous with a beer in his hand, I wanted to raise the point with you. So being able to fish alongside Pat and crew, who I would call a seasoned angler, an amazing barra fisherman, very, very good at his craft. Do we rely too much these days on social media instead of learning hands-on? Because what you learn with the likes of a Pat or anyone who's got that experience now, again, very, very fortunate enough to fish with some of these guys who are, like I said, creators or suppliers or, the brains behind some of these amazing products that we use. You've done it yourself over the years with many different people. But even just people that have been around for a long time and fished a particular piece of water or just know their craft so well, that's where it's all about for me as far as education. I'm not sure we rely on that as heavily anymore. We just sort of pick up what we need to across social media, and I worry about that. Am I on the right track, Ads, or am I overreacting?
I think there is a tiny bit of overreaction, and I'll explain why in a minute. Oh, actually, I don't know if you're overreacting. This is a great question because I have been very vocal in the past about our seasons look different, and I'm sure they do the same up north for Barra, but what I can speak about at home in Victoria with snapper and whiting and all these sort of things. From 20 years ago when I entered this industry, snapper fishing looks completely different.
Yeah.
The reason why I thought overreaction straight away, though, is because for everyone out there in the community, and Luke, I want you to do the same, have a think of all of the better anglers that you know.
Yep.
So the 1%ers are the high-end sort of getting to 1%.
Yeah.
They all have one thing in common, and it's not social media.
Is it that
it's just time on the water?
I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, it's just time on the water.
Yeah.
So I think the experience, you can sit at home and do as much research as you want.
Yeah.
Luke, you and I have been lucky enough to work in this game for a very long time. We have done endless amounts of research. We have picked the brains of some insane 1% anglers. You just spent a week away with 6 of them.
Yeah.
And you can gain knowledge. You can ask questions. You can talk, and you should do all of that.
Yep.
But it is amazing. It's actually incredible. And I don't think there's too many things out there as a hobby like this, where regardless of how much information you gather, it's amazing how quickly all that shit goes out the window when you get on the water.
True. I guess my point... Yeah. I know where you're going. Yeah. I think there's... listen, I think there's arguments for both, by the way. I think you could absolutely learn plenty from watching online tutorials, or not even tutorials, but just watching people, how they go about it for online and things like that. I don't know. For me, I just what I learned in 2.5 days, 3 days fishing with Pat Levy, Tim Carter, Michael Starkey, who have all done more barra fishing than you and I combined could even imagine.
Yeah.
Is probably more personally, and it's the way we learn, right? As well, I get it. It's more than I could ever learn online or just watching videos and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think that's always going to be the case.
True.
Until they get to a point where you can just download knowledge directly into your brain.
We're not that far off, I don't.
Which we may see in our lifetime, Luke.
I wouldn't mind it. It'd be easier.
Yeah, because I think...
I might take up fly fishing then. Jeez, I'd be good at it.
Hey, calm down. Settle down, all right?
Sorry, that was irrational.
You got a bit excited, and that wasn't overreaction. And as a friend, I'm going to be here to say, settle down.
And that's this is what the community does, and I appreciate that, Adam. I put my hand up. That wasn't okay.
No, it wasn't.
I need to take a moment, please. God, I mean, next I'll be talking about jet skis. I don't know. I don't know. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Continue.
Well, but it is a very interesting question because I think we're not learning in the same ways as what we used to. There is value in doing research. There's value in going somewhere with an idea in mind. But you're never, ever going to be able to outlearn time on the water experience. Everything, just everything from casting accuracy to knowing where to look to trying to come up with plan B and C when A's not going too well, or A's dominating but you can only seem to catch schoolfish when you're looking for a kicker. Well, how are you going to do that? It won't be beaten. I don't think experience will ever be beaten.
Yeah. I've got a contradictive sort of answer the other way as well from where I actually stand. And it just came to me, we shouldn't completely, and we're not knocking, learning from social media strategies or whatever at all, by the way. We're just saying what we sort of lean to. The one thing that learning from online and just watching stuff, getting inspired and learning is good for is if you don't have a circle that will take you fishing as a kid, as a youngster, if your mum and dad aren't overly interested, I don't want to take you to do that. Probably when we were growing up, that would have been the end of it. We've just gone, oh, okay, no worries, I'll do whatever. But all of a sudden there's this avenue to go, oh, that's cool. I'm going to get as much information as I can from this website or this YouTube channel or this, social media account I found and have a crack myself. That's awesome. And I absolutely rate that super, super highly. Yep. I guess, I don't know, I just come back to that first-hand experience, and hopefully those people I just spoke about can then find some channels that they can roll with and learn. I did hear someone said to me a long time ago, and I rate it, the best, because we speak about social media, bringing out everyone can be a bit of the best at everything on social media if you edit it right. And someone said to me, the best anglers in Australia or the world, you'll never know because they're not necessarily on social media or online or a presence. But I think we all probably know a few people like that. Adam, I want to give a shout out to a dear friend of ours, Ross Nicholas from who lives in New South Wales now. That I grew up fishing with him and my old man, and you've had the pleasure of fishing with a few times as well. Like, he's that dialed in on yellowtail kingfish, it's not even funny. But he does it because he loves it. He's not really interested in promoting it or whatever. So, there's that too. What I've learned from that is just unreal. What he could probably teach lots of people online could be big too, but it's just he's not that way inclined. So do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm getting at? Like, it's not, I don't know, maybe the question to my answer in this case is not necessarily definitive. It's just whatever the best way is to learn for you. But I just don't want to get to the point where we're not making an effort to sort of identify someone who's very good at their craft and go, hey, teach me. Not just in a video. Yeah. Take me out. Take me. Yeah. That sounds a bit fucking weird, but
yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just shit's changed.
I know it is. And listen, again, I know that I'm in a very fortunate position where you can do one of these anaconda trips and fish with the Pat Levies of the world or whoever. But there's plenty of people like that around, and whether it's Barra or whether it's whiting and snapper. Like we spoke about Rentlow a few episodes ago, ads, and this isn't a knock, but no one listening would probably have a clue who he is. But he was the most dialed-in snapper fisher that we knew for a while. Yep.
But it's weird though, because you then go and once you spend a bit of time with them, you find out that they have one person,
100%,
or two people where they go, I'm not a pinch of shit on these guys.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? And might get you even more excited. Like, what?
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't go away, even with all of the social media and online learning and access to information. I hope that every kid now that doesn't even have a social media account yet, if there's any left, that are starting their fishing journey, get to a point one day where they go, I've got this dialed in, but this dude over here, he's got something else. I learnt this from them. There's just all of those. It's kind of what makes everything really cool.
The other part to this sort of question or discussion that is really, really cool, is sort of goes hand in hand, is Yeah, and by any stretch of the imagination, the deep drop is not a podcast you listen to for advice, right? But here's one bit of advice that I genuinely mean. We can't stop learning. We can't let ourselves stop learning. There is so much, and it's unbeatable, this sport.
Well, this is unreal, because I don't think learning is necessarily where it begins and ends. I think those interested in fishing, you and me, still, after all these years, learning's not the issue. We still want to learn. It's just easier to learn. I think to tack onto that, one of the most important things ever, and it's exactly why we started this podcast, Luke, don't ever stop asking questions.
I'm so glad you said that. Well done.
Because for every way that something can be done, theoretically there's 3 other ways. And we've said it before, it's why fishing is the greatest pastime ever. You can't clock it. It's not possible, because you'll always have a day where shit just doesn't work and it doesn't happen and you don't catch them, or you should be able to catch them and you just can't, and you take your average mate and he poles in 15 and you sit there going, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
So don't stop asking questions, because it's how those people, it's how the Pat Levy's, the Mickey Rentlow, the Roscoes, how they got to where, mate, I still remember fishing with you and Roscoe, and what blew me away, and this is the first time ever meeting the guy when we were fishing, when I was fishing with you guys. He just tried stuff for the sake of trying stuff. He knew what was going to happen, so he set you and I up to do what he thought was going to be the best way to catch the fish, and then he just grabbed something else. And this is why you have to ask questions constantly. It's why, because you'd never know why he did that. He had a plan in mind. We're all jigging away. We sounded up fish. We had bait there. You and I were jigging. Everything was great. And from my perspective, we were just out in the wide open, and Roscoe starts chucking around a top water just for shits and gigs. And we work out pretty quickly on that day that the best way to get a bite was on top water. Now that happens rare as rockin' horse shit.
Yeah.
But if Roscoe never picked up a lure just to see, we would never have known. We would have jigged away all day and we would have got the odd fish. But they're up on the top feeding, and we're trying to jig them up from the bottom.
Yep. And that is just questioning. That's
why
questioning
not?
without
the question's why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
Question everything. It's such a great. Yeah, it's perfect.
I know, and I hope that doesn't get lost, because if anything is going to get lost, I feel as though it's going to be that, because you don't need to ask why not, because you're just watching why.
We had a beautiful why not situation on this last trip, where we had John and Nico from Molossi on this trip, who designed all their lures around blue water fishing. There's an estuary range in there as well. They brought up a couple of the samples of the new range that is dropping in about a month's time, which are predominantly stick baits, poppers. There's some minnows in there, all designed for casting, whether it be land-based or from a boat, sort of blue water or inshore reefs, that sort of thing. Nico, one of the products is a sinking stick bait. The smallest model, about 85 mil, I think. He's like, I want to get a barrow on this. Do not have barrow in mind when they design these lures whatsoever. But we're up there. They caught a couple of barrow on the minnows, which are awesome. But again, not really designed for it. But why not? But the biggest why not moment was I want to get a barrow on this sinking stick bait. I'm like, yeah, cool. He goes, but why not? And I said, great call. And he persisted, and he easily could have switched over to other options and probably caught more fish, but he persisted, and he fucking got one. And the look on his face was just like, why not? And I loved it. It was just a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. Nice fish. Tick that off. Not like, and all of a sudden you go, well, they work on barra, so I might just have a couple in the box. So it's just that why not mentality expands into a brain explosion of opportunity, doesn't it?
So have you got a why not? over the years that you've been learning and working, do you have a why not? Is there something that sticks in your brain where you just think everything says this should work, but no one ever does it? It's never been thought. No one talks about it. No one, because I've got a pretty distinct one. Which I'll share because it makes sense in my brain compared to what people are already using, the type of water that it's in. But have you got one? Have you got a why not situation
that I've used and had success with, or just a scenario?
No, it might not, whether it's something you don't do much of, or you just think, in my brain, not coming from that world. I think if I just use a deep drop example, because I do genuinely believe it is a why not situation. We've spoken about it maybe, jokingly or whatever, but it is on some of our to-do list. But I still think spinnerbaits and chatterbaits for flathead and snapper is just a absolute why not. Like, why not? Absolutely, why not? And we're going to try that.
Yeah, we are going to try it, but it's hard to come up with a reason why not.
Why not?
So that's a really simple. Right. That's a basic one or whatever, but it is an example of a why not. What about so what's yours?
My biggest why not of all time.
Yeah,
I've thought about this way too much for way too long, Luke.
Yeah.
One day I'll give it a go. One day. When you're thinking about impoundment cod, let's use Eildon because we're from Victoria.
Right.
Everyone commonly says that they eat trout. Don't walk into... No, it's not live. It's not live-baiting trout.
Okay.
No, it's not.
That's a close second. Where you were going. I'm like, ads, we've been there.
No,
and
it's not.
We've nearly been in trouble for this.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. I promise.
Okay.
If you wanted to match the hatch of a trout and you have a look at what the most common and popular cod trolling hard bodies are on the market, the deeper the diving, the better. Why the fuck has no one tried or used any of the blue water lures that we use for our pelagics? I'm talking X-Rap 30s, X-Rap 20s, Laser Pro Crazy Deeps. They dive deep as fuck. They have the same profile as a trout. They swim like maniacs. How has trolling around Eildon for Murray cod not why have we never ever seen a metre cod on the troll with an X-Rap 30 hanging out its mouth? Why have we never seen a metre 20 cod caught on the troll at Eildon along those tree lines where the trout sit? Why have we not seen a Helco Laser Pro hanging out of one of these? Wow. It makes no sense to me.
That's a huge why not.
And I don't even know if anyone's done it. I'm sure someone's accidentally done it, not really knowing what they're buying. They just wanted to buy something big that dives real.
It's hard to accidentally do that, though.
I would love nothing more than do a run up that way and seeing these freshwater shops full of blue water trolling. Because why not?
Can we publicly call out Kate Norman right now and
yes,
say,
we
Kate,
can.
We're getting in touch with you, whether you listen to this or not. We're loading you up with some... You're going to have to sacrifice a day. So it might be a donut day. Probably will. We want...
And you're going to have to troll. Apologies.
Yeah, well, this is the other... So I have questions. So first question, just quick fire question. What colour would you go? If you were trolling an X-Rap 30 tomorrow and you had to pick a colour out for a cod, what would you be jumping on?
I'm definitely going... I'm drawing inspiration on what already sells. I don't want to do anything too far out of the box. I would be looking at purple. There's heaps of purple blue water trolling lures, whether it's some of those purple and pink spot, like coral trout type things. There's
so we're not really trying to match anything.
No. You would be able to get, neutral, even just taking like a silver X-Rap. You'd say, it's a roach. Fuck it, put it in there. Like you can always twist your head.
Is there a gold? Have you got anything sort of goldy-ish?
Gold? Really. No, well, that's where you just go King Brown.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's the only gold.
I was just thinking, golden perch, trout, have that sort of bit of browny goldy shit.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
But even you get some of those trout out of,
or you just go something
like out
that's
of
full
that are
blue.
silver. They're just straight silver.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
whether
yeah.
it's
True.
whether it's silver or it's some sort of chromey type thing, but color, I'm not too worried about. Kate, fantastic shout out by you, Luke. Kate, all we need from you is an address where we can send some lures.
I've got it. I've already got it.
Sick.
We sent her some lures recently.
I'll get some lures. I'll get some lures to you because this has to work. I cannot physically, in my pea brain, work out how this couldn't work.
Okay. Second question I've got though, just what are we trolling them with?
Tiagra 50s. Don't fuck around.
Oh,
They're
so
big
we're
fish,
actually
mate.
going blue water. Yes. Someone rocks up to a boat ramp anywhere around Eildon with two Tiagra 50s in the back corner
These are
of their
big
rig.
fish, mate. We're not fucking around.
This is the best. I'm coming. I'm going with Kate. This is. I just want to see people's reactions as we get the trolling outfits out of the car. All right, far out. And yeah, okay. How heavy a line? Is it just a full? Is it just the full trolling outfit? We just take it off the salt into the fresh.
No, don't overthink it. In all seriousness, what do you have a think about a cod lure? It's pulling 20, 30 foot. That's no different to
Okay.
You know, a laser
solid
pro or
bait
an
cast
X-Rap or
outfit
something
should
like
do
that.
it.
Should do it.
Have to be fairly.
I don't know. I've never done it, but you know what? If you had to. Next question: how silly would be too silly if you rocked up with an 8 kilo trolling outfit?
It's not that silly. These fish get up to 1.30 m like that.
That's right.
It's not that silly at all.
No.
All right.
Because they would hold, though it would look pretty outrageous if someone's cruising around with a couple of roller tips.
Wouldn't it be? It'd be sick. Imagine hearing that Tiagra ratchet when you're in the middle of Eildon having a nice peaceful lunch on a houseboat.
But it would be great. But also, is it if you really want to think about it? It's not that dumb because these big cod weigh more than half the bluefin tuna that are caught on Tiagra 50s.
Yeah.
So it's not that dumb.
We've all caught tuna on a Tiagra 50 wide that doesn't deserve to be caught on a Tiagra 50
You're not sure you've got
wide.
one or not. You just skip it along the top. Like a cod would eat the size of half the tuna that are caught on Tiagra 30s and 50s. So if you had an 8 to 10 kilo trolling outfit, and you just wanted to get these lures deep.
Oh, mate, I'm in. I'm making notes. This is happening. So the other part, I suppose, I just want to throw it out to the community because I feel like we have to, is has anyone, real talk, has anyone actually tried it? Now, whether it's a X-Rap 30 or, crazy deep laser, is there let's call it something that would be more recognisable in the salt that you've brought across thinking, why not? Exactly. Why not?
And send us the photo. Don't say anything. Just take a photo.
Yeah.
And Luke, you'll put up a tile because you're all things social media for the drop. Put up a tile and just post your photos.
Yeah, let us know.
What's in your cod kit that you would
is,
typically find in the blue water section of a tackle shop?
Little insight into our dear friend Adam Ring over here. You can't actually post a photo into the comments of an Instagram post. So
really. Yeah. Are you dead set? No, I'm not fucking around. No, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny.
That's all right, mate. We'll leave that shit to us, all right?
Don't post a photo. Just say what it is then.
No, mate, that you should be able to, though. No, you can't. It's Facebook you can, so that's all right. But either way...
No one uses Facebook anymore.
Well, no, they do. I think. I don't know. Anyway, let's send it through. But also, just if you have tried it or you've got any first-hand experience as to why it would or wouldn't work. Because, yeah. Well,
but it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's the profile of a trout. It gets deep as shit. Like, why not?
It's literally the right profile.
Yeah. Why not?
Adam, I am properly excited.
What are we excited about?
The sun.
The sun.
Yeah, the sun. It's out. Spring's here and summer's around the corner.
So I'd assume then that you also have a pair of spotters planted firmly on your face.
Absolutely. Goes without saying. This time of year, it's a non-negotiable. My spotters keep my eyes safe, make me look good, and most importantly, they give me the upper hand when I'm fishing.
And that's something we all need, especially me. So I'd suggest we all head over to spotters.com.au to check out the massive range of the highest quality lenses and sexiest frames right now. Luke, we have some fun on the deep drop and stuff around a little bit, but something we don't muck around with is safety on and around the water.
Correct. And as we come into the time of year that people start getting their boats ready, we urge everyone to check your inflatable life jackets and that they are in working condition and have been serviced.
The manual and auto inflate options from Response is perfect. Lightweight, compact, comfortable, and even a kid's size option so you can have the whole family covered.
Remember, for every person on board, there must be a life jacket on board. Check your local authority guides for all the legal requirements.
Safety is everything, and Response from Life Jacket Solutions has what you need.
So check out the Response range and where you can buy them at www.jmgillies.com.au. Ads, obviously, where we were, what we were doing was very much snag fishing for barra, jacks, all that sort of stuff. Snag fishing is the focus right here because I want to talk to you a little bit about. I was fishing, as I mentioned, fishing with Pat and various other very experienced anglers. There's a big difference between someone who's experienced and confident with fishing snags, where the lure placement, very experienced. And there's me, who I, somewhere in the middle, who's willing to punch a lure into a snag, but also finds myself sometimes being a bit tentative if it looks a bit hairy in there. And then others who are on the trip who haven't done a lot of that stuff, just, I guess, keeping it a couple of metres out most casts, just because it doesn't feel right to be casting at hectic mangroves, which you're never getting your lure back from. I want to talk to you about snag fishing mentality. The psychology of snag fishing, because it's deep. It can be deep. It can play all sorts of mental games with you. We all know that that's where our lures need to be, but the idea of punching in to mangroves, to bushes, to overhanging trees, to snags in the middle of a river is pretty daunting. Do you agree that the psychology of snag fishing is a real thing and plays a big part and in a result of a fishing trip?
Yeah, it is a real thing. 100% it's a real thing. Though I want to preface by saying I think the approach to snag fishing is probably the easiest form of fishing.
Right.
And I say that because it's the easiest thing to identify if you're not quite sure. If there's a snag there, there's a fish on it. It's, you know what I mean? You can be confident knowing that you're casting into a fish catching area 100% of the time. Where the psychology comes into it is, for the vast majority of the time, near enough's not good enough. That is a mental hurdle in itself. And even now, the majority of the fishing I do is based around snags. Even for me sometimes, even when I'm on my own, I'll cast and go, no, not too close. Because A, I don't want to kill the snag.
Yeah.
B, I really don't want to tie another fucking leader because you guarantee it's going to snap off at the knot.
Yeah.
No greater fist bump moment, by the way, when you bust off on a snag and the leader's still there. That's a proper fishing fist pump moment.
Yeah.
Where you want recognition for not snapping the leader off.
It's almost as good a feeling as actually getting your lure back. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's as good a feeling as catching a fish. Depending on what sort of day you're having.
Yes. You hear a celebration from the next boat and you're like, oh, they must have got a good one. He's like, no, got my leader back.
Got leader!
Yeah.
But the psychology of snag fishing is, I think, a real thing because it can lure you into a false sense of security. I said it's the easiest to approach because you're always casting at something which you know is going to have a fish on it. I find blue water fishing inherently harder. Fishing in the bay, inherently harder. Can you imagine these days going into the bay without a sounder?
No target point. Yeah. Oh, no.
Fuck
I
that.
can't even imagine that. when there's nothing to target as far as visually, I agree with you. It is harder work because mentally harder too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is where it's really funny because there's other angles to the psychology of this. When you pepper a snag or 200 meters of bank snag and your casts are on point and not pulling a fish, not even getting a touch, and then you hit a somewhat less snaggy area, maybe a mud bank, maybe in this real life case, a sand sort of bank with not looking like much on it, and pull 20 fish, that fucks with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's a real life sort of example. The other day, we fished this particular creek, beautiful, like everywhere up there. You just go, that's got a fish on it. It has to, and I'm sure they do. And fish aren't always going to bite, but fishing hard, really getting the eye in. Shout out Curtis Waterman, who's been on this podcast before. He and I are up the front of the boat, and we just get up to this kind of opening. Admittedly, there was a creek off to the right, flowing in, feeder creek, but then this bank of just almost sand, like just this drop off and sand bank. If it didn't hold 25, 30 fish that we hooked into, it was unbelievable. But then we go, well, what have we done for the last half an hour? We've just been working our asses off fishing deep into snags, and then we found this little point with seemingly nothing on there and smashed it. That starts messing with your psychology as well, because then you start looking for gaps in snags.
Yeah.
And not...
Well,
do you know what I mean?
This is
whole
interesting.
thing.
It's interesting because through many years of fishing at Bem, for example, there's been so many sessions where we've caught, cricket score numbers of perch. And they've all been sitting off the snags. So you'll identify one stick. It can just be one stick. And you can place the lure right, and it's falling right on that stick and not get a hit. And then you pop a cast 2 foot in front of it and you're just getting fish after fish.
Yeah.
So some fish are really funny, but ultimately at least having something to cast at, I instantly feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And instantly feel confident.
And that is the psychology we talk about, isn't it? It's not so much even the result half the time. It's mentally having a little win. And that little win is getting yourself in a zone where your fishing structure that looks great. And once you're in there, you feel good about getting a bite. Yeah. Even if you've put 10 casts in, haven't had a touch, your next cast that's deep in a snag, you go, this could be it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But you're right. Close enough is not close enough, is it?
No. And that when those sessions come about, it can be quite daunting and taxing mentally, because the fact of the matter is you may snag up on every second cast. And there is nothing more frustrating than constantly retrieving snags or constantly busting off. And that's probably the biggest deterrent for those that have had a dabble in snag fishing but have got the shits with it. And it's that. If you're getting snagged, you're in the right spot. It's now it's manipulating weight. Now it's maybe speeding up your retrieve a little bit, or maybe you need to switch over to hards where they're sort of diving just above if you can identify that there's snags underneath. There's heaps of other things with it. But on the flip side, with what you had with those barra, it's pretty nice every now and then for fish just to be stacked up in a gutter in the middle of nowhere where you don't have to concentrate. You can just close your eyes. There's no such thing as messing up a cast. It's going to get eaten anyway. And you can just relax.
It's not much different to when bream or estuary perch school up in the middle of a river, and you can just do lob sort of backhanders and not really. Them. Yeah, pretty much. It's a special moment. But I think it's just an interesting discussion point. I think the mentality and the psychology of snag fishing is it's unique. It's a unique experience.
It can mess with you in weird ways because you're in the right spot, but at times you can be not far enough, not close enough to the right spot. Near enough isn't good enough for the vast majority of the time. If you're going to get 2 fish for the day, I guarantee it's to the person who's putting the lure closest to the snag.
Yep. I don't know if we've spoken about this exact thing, but we've had scenarios where we've discussed it. Those sort of what's more frustrating moments. Fishing wicked looking snag and not pulling a fish, or fishing, I don't know, a place where fish should be and maybe getting one or two. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're fishing heavy timber or whatever, especially for, whether it's bass or cod or barra or brim, you should be getting fish.
Oh, the most common phrase. Most common phrase is that's money. Or reward that.
The amount of times on even just this trip you go, as if there's not a fish in there. Like, as if that's not getting eaten.
Or you land one perfect and you're like, oh, that's cash. And nothing happens and you're like, kidding me?
Now, another snag fishing discussion. I just want to quickly before we move on, because this happened to me. This is a real life experience from a couple of days ago where we basically came across this laydown, I guess, a big tree under, and it was the majority of it was under the water, but it wasn't thick enough where if you got near it, you just snag up. It was kind of enough that you could actually punch a lure into it and make your way out of it nice and gently. And I think I managed to find a spot where I could put a lure deep in this snag but still make it through. So it was pretty loose stuff in there. But then so this is where this section of mentality comes in, where I go, okay, I've put in 2 casts in this spot. I'm going to pepper this just for a couple more to see. There's got to be a jack, barra, something in there. But then that thing entered my mind. What do I do if I hook up? Because there's every chance I'm not getting it out. So my question to you is, and actually I'll start with the real life example. I did hook up, and zipped me straight deep into this fucking tree. I knew I had no hope, played it for a couple of seconds and then ping, gone. I still felt pretty good about it.
I was going to say, those fish are critically important.
Because I still felt really good about it.
Yeah, it's as good as a capture because you're like, I knew there was one there. It validates in your brain that,
yes.
No, I know. I'm right. I'm right. I've got no hope of getting that out of there. But I know they're chewing if I put it in the right spot. I ain't getting that. We used to go on suicide cast.
Yep. Yes.
You'd skip one in and it'd skip too far at the back of a tree and you're like, if I get eaten, this is over.
Yeah.
Like it's over before it starts. You just set hooks and hold on and hope you've got a weird one that swims out into the middle.
Yeah. But validating what you think should happen is really special.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you probably weren't getting a bite unless it was in there. So it was kind of a catch-22. You cast around it and hope for the odd one to pop out and grab it, or you get deep in there and you almost a sure thing to get a bite, but you're probably not getting it out.
And you're only hitting those suicide casts with a plastic too.
Yeah, well,
because you don't want to be losing $25 hard bodies.
No, yeah,
on suicide casts if you know aren't coming out.
But so there's again different layer of mentality there, which is sometimes you just need to put one in there that you know you're not getting back.
Yeah,
and they're often the ones you talk about the most.
Yeah, that's right.
They're memorable. Yeah. They're memorable.
Because your mates generally stand next to you going, ha ha, good luck with that.
Yeah. Got something else I want to throw to you. This could be a whole other topic. Because I think in fishing sometimes you've got to have a crack with confidence. You've got to try.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
You've got to try for the hero moment knowing that it's rare.
Yep.
And what I'm speaking about specifically is calling a fish as you cast. Now, we all know that coming to life happens one in every, I don't know, 1,000 casts, 150 casts. I don't know. It's not often, not common. But when it does, I'm going to say there's not much better feeling in fishing. And I've done it twice. I've done it twice fairly recently, and I feel like I shouldn't say it again. Because it's a fucking spectacular moment. Once we spoke about when I was up on Hamilton Island the other week and called, again, with, funnily enough, shout out Michael Starkey with him. And I said, Mick, if I throw this plucky in here and burn it across the top, there's got to be a GT that comes out and eats it. And I finished my sentence as I'd cast, and a GT come screaming out and ate it. And you know that look that you give each other when that shit happens? You go, you fucking called that. And that's that's not calling it from education or experience, by the way. I don't do that sort of fishing very often. That's just completely tin-assing it. The other day, same thing again. Shout out Curtis Waterman. Front of the boat, same sort of scenario. Came up to a bit of a likely looking spot. I said, I like the look of this, Kurt. I like the look of this spot. We should pull a couple of fish off here. First cast in, jagged a barra. And he just gave me that look of, all right, all right. And there's two options you've got there. You can act like you really meant it and you really knew your shit and just nod and go, yeah, I fucking told you. Or you could go, like I did, that's bullshit. As if I'm calling barra. Like I've been barra fishing like 4 times.
But that's what makes it. That's what makes it the best. That's what makes it so funny. When you call it and then you get it, and then you just wink and go, told you. Pretend you know what you're doing.
It's the best. It's one of the all-time feelings in fishing. But there's a fine line though. You can't
overcall it.
You can't if you overcall them, it gets to the point where it's like, all right, mate. Well, you've said it 50 times this morning.
Yeah,
it's not fun or funny or impressive. I would say you've got probably one in you every trip or every session.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's
one a day.
And it's sort of got to be done. It's got to be done within the first couple of casts. You can't sit there peppering away for half an hour and go, this is the one.
That's still not bad though.
Yeah, but it's kind of like we're all over it. We're all over it. If it eats one now, it's pure bullshit. Yep. It needs to be in that first couple. Realistically, it needs to be before your first cast had you, and you walk up there and you identify the snag or the bank, and you're like,
yeah,
there's one sitting.
Yeah, there's one there.
Yeah. And you just got to zip
jump aside, mate. I'm just going to grab this.
What are your thoughts on calling it and bricking the cast? Does it count?
That's extra funny. That's just funny. And if you have to laugh at that yourself. If you get shitty, then like that's a moment. That is a moment. And that's happened. That happens to everyone as well. It's just like, whether it be there was on a recent trip up north, there was someone who was giving a bit of shit to one of the boys for struggling with a bait caster. Goes, give it here, and then flicked it out and just exploded the spool in a bird's nest. And it was the best. So there's got to be that too, and I think that's equally as funny and impressive. But I'm with you. I think you've got one a day, and it's got to be as you pull up to a spot, or what about tying on a new lure? Like you're just tying on a new one, you just go, this is the one.
Yeah.
Providing there's not fish being caught as you go, because that's not that impressive.
It's got to be the first. It's got to be the first fish pulled off. Yeah. Just because you get the wow factor, you get the tinny factor to it.
Yeah. Now, Adam, I haven't even mentioned yet. I've got a topwater species to tick off.
Oh, look out!
Yeah, on the monthly reso list. So that would bring us up to 4. Fuck. A little, well, not tiny, but certainly not big in the grand scheme of things. Spanish mackerel can be added to the list. Yeah.
Nice.
So casting a headland the other day, in fair company, John and Nico from Molossi, shout out to you boys who are, blue water casting sort of specialists in that space, finding some fish, mackerel, queenies, GT, fish sort of all over the joint, not going nuts. We still had to find them, and the boys are up the front. I sort of just sat off to the side, doing a bit of a scope out, and banged there's a floating stick bait in the end out, and got absolutely whacked by. I'd almost forgotten how good any mackerel species, because we got a few different ones. We got a few spotties and stuff like that as well. So, but I'll say, well, maybe we just say mackerel because we got some other mackerel species on the day. Or do we just add them all?
How many mackerel
species?
Well,
I think I got a couple of. I think I got queenies too, but we've already got them on the list. But I think I got a couple of Spanish early, and then there were.
Did you get a spotty?
Got any of the small? No.
Oh,
I don't think so. Do you know? No.
Because that would have gone on the list as a separate species.
Actually, I got a dirty cooter at one stage. Was that?
Oh, lock that in.
No, No, that might have been that might have been barra fishing.
Was it on top water though?
No, I didn't chuck any top water stuff at barra. I stupidly, as we came off the water, I thought, what was I doing? We got a heap of barra. I should have sacrificed an hour or two.
But anyway. But you get carried away in the moment, especially when it's, you know what I mean? You don't do a lot of barra fishing. You just want to catch as many as you can.
I don't. Do you know, the barra very quickly for me becoming the fish that I'm a little bit obsessed with.
Nice.
And I can see how people get addicted to these fish.
Yeah.
And I know you've caught them.
I've only caught little ones though.
And I haven't caught monsters. My biggest is 73, I think it is.
Oh, my biggest is lucky if it's 45.
Oh, okay.
They're like little ones.
We need to do a trip.
I know.
I might not come back. No, I don't know. I think it's location, strike. You know,
because it's so different for us too.
Yeah, it is. It's very
just
foreign
so different
for us.
for anything we do down here.
All right, one more thing. I just thought I'd bring a few points out for this one. One more thing. We need to get into top 6 in a minute. Two things. I'm telling you a lie. First, real quick, got my first mangrove jack.
Win.
I said to you before we left, I just want to, albeit small.
Are they what everyone says?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
We actually caught a bunch, one other. We caught quite a few. They're only small. I do want to tangle with a big sucker, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I do reckon the one that towed me up in that snag was a jack because it zipped me up real quick. So, but the ones we landed were okay. They certainly weren't big, but take it. I was really pumped. You know when it's like ticking off a fish.
Hell yeah.
It's great. Should have put that on the monthly reso list.
Would have been better pick than a meter barra.
The only other thing I wanted to touch on, because we've been speaking about it, it might have been it was last week. Last episode was the lipless crankbait, hard body vibe. I don't know why, but I threw some in my bag before we left, and these were heavier, probably for sort of inshore reefs and that sort of thing. So heavy vibes, and found ourselves one particular day. I'm going to say 6 meters of water over this sort of rubble, and might have been a bit of a wreck or something like that. There were a few golden snapper. There were a few bits and pieces. I thought I might, if there's anywhere you're going to chuck on a hard vibe, it's this sort of situation. And I chucked one on and caught a beautiful coral trout.
Nice.
And I thought, how good are hard vibes? All I could think about was our conversation from episode 152. If you haven't heard it, we break it down a fair bit as to why. We called it for probably an underutilized, underrated, by the wayside type lure.
But we were also kind of talking about that specifically in Victoria where we live.
True.
Because they sell thousands of, soft vibes and vibes for bar and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just down here. It seems
down here.
It just seems different.
It does, and this always happens, and I know it happens to you because we've spoken about it. But it does instantly make you think of home and go, okay,
yeah, why not?
Why not? So maybe that can be one of my why nots for snapper this year.
Yeah, the vibes,
hard vibes. Like
why not?
Why not? I caught a few fish on them.
Yeah, especially those heavier offshore ones that are going to get down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that, like I said, that was shallow. I'd be comfortable fishing that in 12, 14.
Yeah, nice.
Obviously not 13 because it's only 12 and 14.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. I just wanted to add that in there tonight. I know we've gone through a fair bit, but there's some points over that trip that jumped out at me, and I thought I need to bring this to Adam and the community. And I think there's, the more I think about hard vibes post that situation, you have to have them in your kit if you fish inshore reefs, full stop. Whether it's 5 meters or 20 meters, I reckon you just got to have them in your kit.
Yeah.
They could. Do you know what I reckon it could do? And correct me if I'm wrong, community. I reckon a hard vibe, a heavy sinking hard vibe, could get you out of a donut day.
Well, this is interesting because you're thinking about these hard body vibes specifically in an offshore situation.
Yeah.
did not even enter my line of thinking. When we had the conversation last week,
oh no, yeah.
I never even considered it. That when I think vibe, I just think estuary, and
Yellow
I don't know
belly.
why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just do.
So maybe that's the area that we need to think about.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think you and I should do just going back to estuary, an estuary sesh, just using hard
Vibe
vibes.
only, yeah.
Vibe only. Metal and hard or just hard?
No,
or soft?
We'll just piss fart around with vibes for the day.
Yep.
Slow
Soft, metal,
rolling
and
them,
hard.
hopping them into snags to see how quickly we can bust a few off.
We can work that out later. Yeah.
All
right, let's do it.
I know where we should go. Let's just park it for a sec.
All right, well, watch this space. I reckon let's do that real soon. Let's make it happen. All right, ads. I shouldn't waffle on anymore. But overall, great trip. But more importantly, as we touched on earlier, many questions asked. Yeah. Many questions asked, and many more that didn't get asked because we was asking too many.
I mean, catching.
Well, yeah. Had a crack one night. Jesus, talking about Pat Levy. Jesus Christ. You've been there, ads. You know his power. He's like a wizard. Yeah. We are desperate to get into this. Fuck. Sorry, everyone. This is over. I'm not even going to edit that out. That is just live production if you've ever seen it. This is what we're doing now.
The deep drop.
Top 6. That's a big statement, right?
I think most penis.
Oh, shit. Brooksy just jumps in at the end. Bloody hell. Speaking of fishing up north, he loves it. On your Brooksy. Now, Adam, real talk for a minute, because this is a top 6 that was shared to us, and the idea shared to us actually by, surprisingly, a couple of people on Instagram, and we rate it. We rate the shout out, and we rate the top 6 idea. During the week, what would you say, the rock and roll world lost a real one?
Oh, the new metal world did. That's for sure.
The new metal world. Thank you. The new metal world. So that Sam Rivers, the bass player from Limp Bizkit, ads, who are a band that means a fair bit to me and you. We've grown up with this band. It's been, and I think a lot of the community will vibe what we're talking about here. Never a nice moment. So shout out to Limp Bizkit as a whole, and obviously, not a great thing. But we thought, fuck it, let's celebrate by doing the top 6 Limp Bizkit songs.
It just seems like the right thing to do.
It seems like the right thing to do, and fucking hell, is there 6 that we can...
6 ain't gonna... 6 is not enough. I'm not going to lie, after I saw and heard what was going on, I have had the Spotify generated Limp Bizkit playlist happening.
Yeah,
same. Just as a, just a tip of the cap to Sam Rivers and Bicky, though massive for us growing up in that world, but... 6 Limp Bizkit songs, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard to narrow them down to 6, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Is it crazy to think that, like, if they perform a concert, like, they're one of those bands that go, how do I write a set list? How do I stop and go, oh, we can't add that one on there? I kind of think that's what we're doing tonight, writing a 6-song set list.
Yep. And still, of all of the bands I've seen live, I have never, ever been more intimidated than I have been seeing Limp Bizkit, because I thought where I was standing was safe.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Incredible. I've never... Yeah. It was outdoors. It was at a festival. I was in the back section of not even of the front pit. There was a walkway between section 1 and 2.
Oh, and you're in the second bit.
Got slaughtered.
Fucking hell. Is it fair? Is this a fair statement? Limp Bizkit could be dynamically the most powerful band of all time, or in contention.
for numerous reasons. But to back up our point, I suggest everyone, if you haven't already seen it,
I know what you're going to say.
go and watch the Woodstock 99 documentary.
Not even the doco. If you can find Woodstock 99 Limp Bizkit set and block out because it was a disaster of a festival. Let's be honest. As far as not the music was fucking incredible.
Yep.
As far as what happened, let's not. I'm not saying ignore it. It was horrible, but if you want to focus on a band that can
just fuck shit up,
just erupt a crowd, and not incite violence.
No, their energy is so intense.
That's where I'm going with it. Energy wise, they'd be in the top echelon of bands that as far as that energy, that power, that dynamic.
Just raw energy, just raw. Oh, yeah,
Woodstock 99, baby. Jesus. Okay. I was kind of thinking, do we want to just list our top sixes together? Like, I do mine, you do yours, and then we see where they gel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I reckon... Because
we could just list
hard.
40 songs.
Yeah, I know. And this was hard because I have been listening and I'm like, no. I'm only going to table the songs for me that I think are in that flat-out S tier.
Yeah.
Not the songs I like. Because you can throw on a Limp Bizkit playlist, literally.
You like them all. Okay.
8 out of every 10 songs, you're going to be like, yeah, this is a banger. But no, what are the ones? The ones that when you heard them, whether it was you buying the CDs, that's right, kids, we bought CDs back in the day. or if you're, it comes on Spotify, you get goosebumps, you get excited for, you're like, yes, those ones, those songs, not just the good songs.
Question without notice, favourite album?
Chocolate Starfish.
Is it?
Yep.
See, I'm a massive Significant Other fan.
So Significant was the first one for me. Even with $3 Bill, I only went back and listened to it after Significant Other.
Yeah, okay. So I went, yes, yeah.
But I can still listen to Chocolate Starfish front to back and be mesmerised.
Totally. Oh, totally. I'm not absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was more, yeah, good. No, not a wrong answer in that question. All right, well, let's go. Well, yeah, because how do we want to do this? What's the give us just your top 3 that are just non-negotiable, and if they fit in mine, they'll just go into the list and we can rearrange them as we go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so the first one for me, which I think is a bit of a no-brainer, it's the one that unlocked Limp Bizkit to me as a band. Yep. And it was Nookie. I still remember seeing the clip for the first time, and I think it changed my life in a very significant way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely in the top 6, no problem. Yep. Next,
obviously Break Stuff. It's the one you've probably heard it to death, but if it comes on anywhere, you're singing it loudly.
Well, Break Stuff featured in the rock intros, top 6 that we did, I'm pretty sure. Oh, guitar intros.
Yes.
Guitar intros.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just, the whole thing. From the clip to the riff to the lyrics. You know every single word, whether you want to or not, you just know them.
Yeah.
So I think that's got to be on there.
I agree. Faith?
Not in my top 6.
Okay.
Was definitely an entry song to Bicky. I think there's better. I think for the sake of having to put the list, I think Rearranged probably needs to be on there.
Thank you.
For Sam's bass line is iconic.
Oh, you know what? Purely for that. Well played. Yeah, well played. It is an iconic bass riff. Yep.
Everybody knows it, whether you know Limp Bizkit or not. You know how it goes, and the song is not one of their more high energy songs, but it's unreal. So
this is where okay.
Yeah. So I'll table those 3. I've got a song from Bizkit that no one ever talks about that I'm insanely passionate about. But
yeah. Well, can I just say something? You mentioned, and I know we're saying this isn't our favourites. This is what we think should be on the thing. The 3 songs you've named are from Significant Other.
They are. They are too.
Yeah,
yeah, they are.
But
too.
I'm with you 100%. Those 3 have to be in there.
Yep.
So let's talk Chocolate Starfish.
Yep.
My Generation.
My Generation.
Has to be.
Yep, that drum start.
Living it up?
Nah.
No.
Hot Dog. That riff is so good.
Yeah, it is actually pretty fucking good, but there's so many of those.
Do you know,
Yeah.
honestly, what could be my favourite song on that whole album? No one ever talks about it. And if anyone listening is not familiar, please do me a favour and go and listen to it.
Yeah.
Boiler.
Yeah, good.
Dude.
Yeah, good.
So good.
Do we, and again, going back to significant and Together Now with Wu-Tang Clan?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I was listening to it tonight.
Remember, new metal is a mix of rap and rock.
Well, Limp Bizkit is the ultimate rap rock.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd want to table that.
And
There's
Together
another
Now.
one too. So, there's fucking heaps. Ads.
There's so many.
We could stretch this out forever. Just Like This was one of my first faves.
Yep. 1999, I got into
1999.
Full Nelson, Chocolate Starfish. More probably you follow the lyrics. I love guitar riffs.
Can I throw one out there that might be controversial because we haven't mentioned Results May Vary as an album. Now, it wasn't probably their biggest success commercially or whatever. Eat You Alive,
because that was the only,
still one of my favourite Limp Bizkit songs.
Because that was their only one without Wes, wasn't it? Without Wes Ball?
Album-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up because I really like that song.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm happy to put it in there. So we've kind of landed on 6. So we've just going through. So Nookie, Break Stuff, Rearranged, My Generation,
Yeah.
Eat You Alive, and Together Now.
I don't know about End Together Now.
No, me either. It felt like it shouldn't be in that list when I said that, but it's such a counterfeit.
Do you know my issue with $3 Bill? Because
Yeah.
I listened to a few songs from it today. If $3 Bill had the same production value as Chocolate Starfish or Significant Other, it would
Could be huge. Yeah.
There's some songs on there that are just asking
Ridiculous.
just for a little bit more balls in the production.
That's why if you listen to those songs, like, let's call it early 2000s live, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild because they had all that dynamic layering to
Yep.
it and whatever. So do we put Hot Dog?
I love that opening riff so much.
Okay.
There's got to be some more that I'm thinking. Can we do just a real quick? Because I'm going to drag this fucking segment on forever, but I'm just going to open
Living it
Spotify
up.
real quick.
Um,
Gold. Yeah. What did you think of Gold Cobra?
What?
I liked it.
I didn't hate it, but didn't get into it.
Yeah. I liked it. Late.
Yeah.
Oh, Roland.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's got to be.
That's got to
How did
be
we
on
miss
there,
that?
doesn't it?
Yeah. Take a look around, the Mission Impossible.
I love that.
Same. I don't know if it.
I don't know if it's top 6, but I liked it a lot.
Okay. 1999 is bloody good.
There's so many good songs, dude.
Yeah, I know. Was Roland on Chocolate Starfish? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that should be in there. I'm just saying, straight off the bat.
Yeah, I think it should be as well.
Are you okay with Eat You Alive in the top 6? I am. I'll fight for it.
Yeah, I think so, because it's different to the other tunes. It's a little bit more straight up new metal. It hasn't got it's got a different drive to it.
Well, what would replace it? Hot Dog.
Yeah, but I think Eat You Alive is probably a better song. Hot Dog's just more of a novelty song. I love the riff and he swears a heap.
Yeah. 1999. All right, come on, let's lock this in.
All right, let's do it. No, I'm happy with that. Leave that in. So Nookie.
Would you want to eat you alive
rearranged.
at number 6 then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what would you
Part
go?
of me wants. Do you know what? And we won't do this because we do want to rank it. Part of me wants to put Rearrange at number 1, just out of respect to Sam Rivers.
Yeah.
We could do it.
Do we do it?
We could do it.
I think just for out of respect. For the time we're doing it.
It's
I'm happy
song.
with it. It is a great song.
All right. Nookie's got to be number 2. Like,
are you putting Nookie over Break Stuff?
no, you're right. I'm not. Break Stuff.
Break Stuff at 2,
Yep.
and then I think Nookie at 3.
Yep. And then Roland and My Generation.
I like My Generation better than Roland, but I wouldn't be offended if it went the other way.
No, we're doing My Gen. Yep. All right, we got it. We've got it.
We
Lock
actually
it in.
come up
No
with
more
the
bets.
order pretty quick.
Yeah. It made sense.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll through it? Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I've actually written it down this week.
Because you're not, as a rule, good at writing things down during the podcast. So no. Okay, good.
So I want it.
All right, Ads, take it away. What is our top 6?
Okay. Our top 6 Limp Bizkit songs in memory of Sam Rivers, the bassist for Limp Bizkit. In order, from 6 to 1. Number 6, Eat You Alive. Number 5, Rollin'. Number 4, My Generation.
Yes.
The top 3. Oof. Number 3,
Ooh.
Nookie.
Yes.
Number 2, somewhat find surprising, Break Stuff.
Nothing surprising about that. That's a belter.
And number 1, rest in peace, Sam Rivers, Rearranged.
Well delivered, mate. Well delivered. I'll go and listen to that top 6 right now and be absolutely content and satisfied with it. Limp Bizkit, we pay our respects to the great band and, share our thoughts with all of those guys. And Sam Rivers, you'll be forever remembered as one of the greats when it comes to bass guitar. Well done, Ads. I'm very happy with that. And hopefully there's something... That's a bit of more of a niche one tonight, but that's
a bit
okay.
of a niche one, but it was very, very topical. It was a massive band for us growing up, Luke.
Huge.
And we still, when we do talk a lot of music, it's been a huge part of our lives in various different forms. But whenever we're on the boat, whenever we're in a road trip, there's Limp Bizkit playing in some capacity, in some sort of playlist. They're just one of those bands. They don't get old, and I just couldn't believe it. But before we go real quick, I need to bring up something with you.
Oh, shit.
No, it's not. No, not like that. It's something that struck me as really strange, and I need it clarified.
Okay, sure.
You sent me a couple of photos during the week of some hard body worms.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you had someone reach out and they found some worms overseas from Daiwa. But there was one of them that really bothered me. And I need you to answer one simple question for me
Okay, so Chasing Fish Oz, this is from. So shout out, and these guys have repped the Deep Drop cap in various places as well, so love your work.
Yep.
What's your question?
Well, it's around, there is a segmented hard body worm.
Yep.
Why does the tip of it look like the head of a penis? Because I've never seen a worm. Listen, it's a unique, front section.
I don't know the answer to that. We can only ask Daiwa Japan. These are from Japan. Shout out once again, Ben and Tyler, I think, Chasing Fish Oz. A couple of brothers that have have sent this through. So yeah, it's
it's suspect, isn't it?
Looking fishing lure. We might try and get our hands on some of these.
Yeah, why not?
Pardon the pun. We will. But I'll tell you what, the photos in question I will share on Instagram. So head to the Deep Drop Instagram page. During the week, I will share both photos that were sent through of these lure, because there's also one that looks like a solid body, sort of curved.
Yeah, it's like a
bib.
It's like a It's like a bent minnow came out of the mold wrong.
It's like Timu bent minnow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Timu, listen to this. We might get sued.
Yes. So one looks like a clapped out bent minnow, and the other one looks like a penis.
Okay.
What's going on?
What's going on? Let's find out and let's get some.
Yeah,
but good call, and thanks for sending that through. Like, that's huge. Friends of theirs in Japan sent that through. The hard body worm exists. What a time!
I like it. I feel as though there's a bit of work to be done on the hard body worm. Yep. We don't need to abandon the idea. I'm glad there's a baseline. I'm glad there's something to start with, but I think we can do better. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can find them somewhere.
All right, I'll get my hands on them, mate. Don't you worry about that. All right, beautiful. Top 6 Limp Bizkit songs. Let us know. I mean, you can't really go wrong. You can throw any in that top 6 and you'll be all right. We want to... Well, we spoke about that I suppose, that snag fishing mentality. Let us know your thoughts on it. If you've got a sort of an attitude when you hit a snag. Is it just fish to lose lures? Because ultimately that's what that's what gets the bites. Yeah. The why not question's a huge one.
Oh, why not?
And we'll be asking, what is your why not?
Just why not? Question mark.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
If you know,
why not? Now, the biggest one that's come out of tonight, I think, is, of course, the challenge we are putting forward to Kate.
Yes.
You can have all your cod lures. Take out a blue water diving lure. Take out an X-Rap 30 and 20. Troll them both.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And we want to see some cod caught on X-Raps. I love it.
Why not?
If this is why not, this is your why not. This
Yep.
is exactly your why not.
This is my biggest why not from the last 20 years of working in fishing. This is probably my biggest why not. I can't get rid of it.
When you retire, what's your biggest takeaway from the industry? Why hasn't anyone caught cod on X-Raps?
Why isn't anyone trolling blue water lures for cod?
Oh, why not? All right, I love it. Why not's a great... Why not forms part of the makeup of the Deep Drop, doesn't it? Sensational. Good work, Adam. Thank you, everyone. We'll speak to you again real soon.
Peace.